And now it's time for the 724 News Report Coronavirus Selection Sunday Special. We don't know anything about sports and a little something about personal viruses, but none of that's gonna matter very soon, is it? And now with his picks for this end of time tourney, it's lead anchor them, E.B. Williams. He's what's known in bracket circles as a ringer, folks. Well, he was 30 years ago. Welcome to the 724 Selection Sunday Coronavirus Super Special Show. I'm E.B. William. Let's cut the malarkey and get to those brackets, folks. First of all, as you are all aware, in the play-in games, Wall Street lost, as did Common Sense and Sensible Reporting. In the last play-in game, Jenny McCarthy and her followers lost too. Some people said they never had a shot. Starting off in the Not the U.S. regional, we have the number 1 seed of the region, the People's Republic of China, versus the number 16 seed, the People of China. Well, we know how that one's going to play out, don't we? The 8 and 9 game in this region features the entire continent of Africa versus that bar I went to in Sligo, Ireland. Great big continent versus a small but well-kept pub which poured a great pint. Sorry, Africa. Maybe next century. The 5 seed Canada will be battling the 12 seed Malta. No crowds are expected for that one. The next game in the Not the U.S. region has the 4 seed Iowa playing the 13 seed Nebraska. Nobody tell them that they get placed in the wrong fucking region again. After that, we have the entire continent of Africa once more. This time they'll be the 6th seed and will be up against the entire rest of the world. Again, maybe next century, Africa. The 3 seed Texas will face the 14 seed, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Now, a lot of folks are saying to me, EB, aren't those both U.S. states? Well, if you've ever been to Texas or the UP, you know they're not. They've both been independents for years, and boy, I'm telling you, is this one gonna be a shootout? As Christopher Walken once said, POW! At number 7 in the region, we have Greta against number 10, the royalty formerly known as Prince Harry. Hank is tough on the boards, but Greta's jump shot is impossible to defend, and I like her moxie. Also, never betta against Greta. And wrapping up the region, we have the number 2 seed, Italy, squaring off against the 15th seed, Tibet. Both are amazing people, but one is already sequestered in mountains, so I like Tibet in the upset, even though they're pacifists. But Italy, our prayers are truly with you, but not our hand sanitizer. And now let's move over to the U.S. regional, where we start with our number 1 seed, the White House, versus a surprise entry at number 16, the Supreme Court. Now, Donnie Trump has his squad playing like there's no tomorrow, because, frankly, there might not be one. But I like the SC to pull an upset here. Sure, they're mostly old, and some are quite infirm, but they're solid tough on defense, and their guard play is great. Again, always so important this time of the year. And you can never count out RBG. The 8 versus 9 game, a tough one to call, features PBS against NBC. Sentimental vote goes to PBS, but they're huggers over there, and that means death. Also, NBC is led by Lester Holt, and he's scrappy. Seated at number 5 in the region, we have Alcoholics against the 12 seed Potheads. Lots of upsets every year in this matchup, but not this time. Sorry, Potheads. Really. The Elkies just have way too much booze stashed up for just such one of these apocalypses. We have the 4 versus 13 matchup, which pits your civil rights up against martial law. Well, Stay tuned. At the 6th seed, we have Tom and Rita Hanks. They'll be facing the 11th seed, Harvey Weinstein. Look, everyone on Earth is praying for Tom and Rita, and no one's praying for Harv. You do the math. At number 3, we have the state of Washington versus the 14th seed, Washing Your Hands. Folks, we all know washing your hands isn't winning because, folks, we all know it's just not gonna happen. That brings us to the 7-10 matchup in the region, which pits the number 7 Millennials against number 10 Generation X. Now on paper, you'd take youth, except they're all busy mocking, as in hammocking, because of their intense anxiety and the complete lack of Adderall due to the corona crisis. Generation X wins and doesn't even care. Our final matchup in the region is the highly regarded number 2 seed, Mike Pence, versus the poorly regarded 15th seed, Mike Pence. Doesn't really matter, does it? That is going to be a crazy bracket, folks. Skipping up to the wild card region, we find the number 1 seed, toilet paper, versus the number 16 seed, food. Now, it seems like the seedings are completely wrong here, but strangely, canned goods full of healthy protein like kidney beans are plentiful. But TP, it's gone. So, lots of suburbanites everywhere have stocked up on toilet paper. But if you don't eat because, you have no food, you don't poop. Are you gonna eat the fucking toilet paper? The 8th seed has Bernie Sanders facing Ugly Cat. Bernie will wear a bright red cape, so you can tell the two apart. Number 5 has an old familiar face, Nick Nolte, fighting his old rival from the 40s, Godzilla. Now, Zilla has that fiery breath and size, but Nick has the fiery breath as well, and he's got a much better track record against sickness. Number 4 features Oprah Winfrey versus the 13th seed, Bambi. Tough game to call, I know. Everyone loves both of them. But you can't bet against Oprah. So screw you, Bambi! Also, Bambi, if I have to pick between you and a lovely, incredibly intelligent, incredibly powerful African-American woman who is also incredibly wealthy, well, just one word, Bambi, and that word is venison stew. Number 6 has one of our personal favorites here at the 724, Diabetes, up against the 11th seed, the dining industry. This one might be a dead heat. A couple of surprises from the selection committee in the 3-14 matchup, where we feature the 13th-seeded coronavirus itself against the 14th seed, the flu. Now, most people can't tell the difference apart, so we're waiting to call this one. Number 7, Stephen King will be facing Stephen Hawking. Now, Steve King wrote the manual on worldwide plague, so most of us have him winning this game outright. And others are exclaiming, Steve Hawking's dead! I'm not going to call this one either. Who doesn't love Mr. King, right? But Steve Hawking got laid a lot. A lot. So maybe his frozen head can find a way to win this one too. The number 2 team in the region is, of course, Jeff Bezos against the 15th seed, Your Family Pets. You thought porch robbers were the worst thing you'd ever experience. Meow. Wrapping up our coronavirus March Madness Selection Sunday Super Show now with the Fun and Games Regional. Let's start with the number 2 seed this time around, Las Vegas, pitted up against the Catholic Church. Well, I think Vegas has been winning this one for quite a while. It's true they both have food, music, gambling, and sex, but in Vegas, you can choose who fucks you. The 7-10 game features your local bar as the number 7 seed and strip clubs as the 10th. They'll be calling this one At the Pole. The 3 seed in the region is the cruise ship industry. Number 14 is the movie industry. I feel like we can all watch movies at home in quarantine, but it's really hard to be quarantined at home in a cruise ship. At number 6, we have Pornhub. Clearly, if anyone is going to thrive during this tournament, it's Pornhub. And a lot of people thought they deserved a higher seed. I know I sure did. Pornhub will be squared up against the 11th seed, Orgies. I've never been to an orgy, but I've seen a few on Pornhub, so I'm hoping this one goes into double overtime. Number 4 is the airline industries. We love the airline industry. They'll be up against the 13th seed, Broadway. We love the Broadway. This is another one I just can't call. The number 5 seed in the region, Hate, is facing the 12th seed, Love. Again, we see a lot of upsets in this matchup every year, and we're really hoping for one here, but again, I'm gonna pass. The 8-9 game has the NCAA, which was seriously thinking about flying groups of people from all over the country to sweat and breathe on other people from all over the country, even after the World Health Organization declared a pandemic. Wow! And they say it's not about the money, just the education. They'll be facing the 9 seed, the Bureau for Disease Control. This game has been forfeited by both teams. And finally, we have our last number 16 seed, the guy at the bar last night who said this is all crap. He'll be facing our last number 1 seed and perennial champion, yes, Keith Richards. I know it's only rock and roll, but I like it. It's gonna be a killer tourney this year, folks. Thanks for joining us for our first and probably last ever selection show here at the 724 on the Maestro Productions Network. I'm going back into my safe room now. You stay out. And Billy Olson, wash your fucking hands!
This is E.B. William, and I'm down here in my bunker, trying to outwait the Corona monster. I'm down here, and my anxiety is so bad. Sometimes it's like a white rabbit following me around, a really scary white rabbit. I'm so sorry. I'm down here. I have my gun, and I have my food, and I have steak for vampire. And I have my golf clubs, because I think the golf courses are going to be really empty this year, so I want to be ready. I only have one glove left, and I'm drinking Purell like it's Guinness, and I really like Guinness, especially in Dublin. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I bought all the TP. I'm sorry. William, there was someone at my door earlier. It was Domino's. Do you tip during the apocalypse? I'm not sure. Oh my God, what is that? Stay back! I have Purell. I'll Purellify you in the name of God and Satan and Mike Pence and oh my God, they're at the door. Oh my God, I'm never gonna get on that SNL now. This is eBay. I'm trying to do the broadcast, but it's hard. I don't want to do any more voiceover work. It pays well, I guess, but it's lonely, sad work. I need to be around people. I'm so anxious. I bought all the toilet paper, and I can't even poop. I'm so anxious. My scrotum looks like Nick Nolte's face. I can't even poop, and all I've been eating is beans. Do you have any idea what my bunker smells like? Oh, they're at the door. Oh, they're at the